kind of learned that they come home after a tattoo removal. They, meaning Caleb and his girlfriend. They come to Miss,
Talk louder.
sorry, they come to Miss Atkins. Miss Atkins is Caleb's new girlfriend. Once they arrive at that house, they're getting ready to bed, and sometimes they hear a knock at the door. Caleb goes to see what it is. It is the defendant. Susan, I want you to listen to Caleb's stories. And Miss Atkins in bedroom with their home, she can hear all of them. And I want you to listen to how she describes that scenario. Well, they'll describe Caleb had a tattoo of the defendant's name on his chest. Sorry. He goes to get it removed. The defendant finds out about it. She's upset. She comes to that location. She is let in the house. She asks to see the tattoo. Upon seeing it's gone, she goes to her read. She pushes the sugar packet up against the counter. She slaps it on the chest where the tattoo is no longer there. And she goes to attempt to, she goes to try and get at the phone. He brings her, when they go outside, they call the police. While the police are arriving, she breaks the light outside of their home, it's like the porch light. You see evidence of it. Now, she takes expensive. Arguing set. And she puts her hands. Now, judge actually said how I like to introduce what elements are. I don't always think of them as a checklist. We're taught in law school that they're like a checklist. So you go through, okay, what elements do I have? Do I have? So I'm going to propose it to juries the same thing. Now, the crime of domestic violence, there's 2 words, there's 2 elements. Therefore, there's 2 things you're looking for in your checklist. A domestic and a violence. We're going to take them in reverse order because that's not going to prevent it. A violence. There has to be an assault in order to assault and an battery. Now, an assault is not what we hear in the news. The assault is a threat of force. The battery is the implication. So, it's my duty to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that that the defendant battered Mr. Whitman. And once you find that, check. Second checkbox is the domestic component. We're in a dating relationship. You'll hear, doesn't have to be current, just has to be at any one point in time. You'll hear evidence of that. So after you check those 2 boxes off, you'll hear a witness testimony that will give you the ability to check those off. And I will be here in closing, I'll have another opportunity to talk to you, and I'm going to ask, as I am now, that I prove my duty beyond a reasonable doubt, and prove both these elements, and therefore it's your duty as the jury to ask you to find them. Thank you.
Mr. Hadley, now or later?
I'll be staying now, thank you. Moving around on during the selection, kind of got loose, but getting serious now. I agree with a lot of what the prosecutor did say today. But what he's telling you is the story is what they think the evidence is going to unfold as. None of us know what's actually going to happen. We don't have ideas about what we think is going to happen. At the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, that checklist that they discuss, you're going to find people, the prosecution simply can't meet that burden of beyond a reason. Beyond the reasonable doubt, and you should focus again on the word beyond. Doesn't mean just that there's reasonable doubt. No, they need to actually hit it and then go above that. So again, we're just kind of weighing things and keeping it in mind about how convinced am I of this. I really want you to think about Because of that burden, opposing counsel gets a chance to talk to you last. I would wish the rules worked different. I wish I was my last and wish you got to hear from today. I wish I got to get up and tell you exactly how I wanted all the evidence to be connected. But because of that higher burden that he has, he's going to speak. I'm going to speak at the end. And then he's going to get a chance to get one more opportunity to address. Yes. So this does involve a couple who had a very tumultuous relationship. As I mentioned before, there's other things that may go on. This isn't just a snapshot of that night. Now, the court rules and the rules of evidence really try, because you guys days, we try to focus it on what are the elements and is the evidence related to that, burden of proof that they have. Was the evidence showing, beyond a reasonable doubt, my client committed assault, battery, and kill. Now, as we look through this process today, I just don't think the testimony is going to say what you say it is. Ladies and gentlemen, you hear inconsistent statements. As we talked about before, the absence of something that you expect fully to see, missing. Testimony today does go back in time a little bit. So these parties have a 4-year-long relationship that ended terribly, leading right up to this. They have a biological child in common. There's a long history between that. You hear evidence today that she has sole custody of that child right now. She is the only parent of the two of them that's allowed unsupervised parenting. Why am I telling them? What's that have to do with assault matter? One of the things that's very important for you guys to think about, say, you're trying to make this all make sense, is motive. Right? You talk about motive to commit crime. Right? So somebody robbed something. What motivated them to do that? That's a pretty easy example. But witnesses have motives as well. People who make allegations have motives. Sometimes those motives go beyond just what we're hearing. So you're going to need to really think full picture. Yes, it's the prosecution's burden and job today to prove to you beyond reasonable doubt that my client committed an assault. But when you're trying to figure out, my brain struggles, why would somebody not tell the truth? I think most of us like to assume of ourselves kind of truthful people. We like to think that other people are too. It just makes it easier to go to bed and wake up at night thinking that everyone does run around just a liar. So you have to kind of work it to your head. Why? Maybe somebody be motivated to say something that's less than accurate, exaggerate it, embellish it, take it that next extra step, or maybe even just say something that's not true. Motive. People's relationships, people's bias. That is something that I want you to keep in mind as you're going through this today. It's just trying to figure out one of those other issues. Right? Clearly, we know somebody's argumentative, doesn't want to answer questions, tell inconsistent stories. We kind of talked about through some of those issues. But I also want you to think about bias. We always talk about the mother who's testifying on behalf of her own son. He didn't do anything. Mom has the best intentions, but mom may also be biased. She may see something in a objective light because of her relationship with that person. So bias doesn't mean that the person's bad or evil or wrong. It just means that there's something else going on, some other internal push that would make that person interpret it, see it, state it differently than what the rest of us, if we were all standing there, would have seen and would have said, that's not how I saw it. My client's going to testify, I do believe today, I think she's just been waiting for a chance to actually have her voice heard. And that's not always common in these types of cases. I know I said earlier we would wait and see how the case goes, but I feel that she did not really have a chance to really be heard in this matter. So she understands that right now, you've heard accusations. She hasn't heard anything from her. What I think you're here today is that all the people involved, both the witnesses the prosecution are going to put forward that aren't law enforcement, and my client, all told the same story all the time. It's really common. You hear watch police shows, right? Let's just see if you can tell the same story. Let's see where your story doesn't match yours, or let's start to see where new details are added, or where details come in that just don't pass the sniff test. So I want you to think about that factor as well as you're weighing everything at the end of the day, which was, did these individuals from start to finish have a reason, motivation to mislead somebody? Did their own personal situation make them see something differently? I want you to keep an open mind as we go through this. You've heard already, I think, the prosecution mentioned, we're going to hear some evidence about this assault, a slap, a smack to a tattoo. I think what we'll hear later is it actually wasn't a removed tattoo, it was a covered up tattoo. So this individual, my client, hit a rocky point in the relationship. She goes and she'll admit, sort of confront the other individual who's now with, her fiance, ex-fiance, as it's on and off again. And she's gonna tell you, and you're gonna hear some videos. We're gonna play some videos with you guys instead of having 8 different officers come and testify. We're just gonna let you guys get to a certain point where you can read. It'll be a faster way. Just let's let you guys hear from everyone that night when it's fresh, what was happening. And I want you to really observe body language and consistency of the state. I believe the evidence when you guys see at the end of this today, you're gonna see that my client, in fact, did make a physical contact with the complainant, so they're actually this. But you're also hear testimony that physical contact came in what would best be described as self-defense, where this individual, as he said, was moving her out of the home, but I believe the evidence is going to show you he didn't just move her out of the home, picked her up and he slammed her. You're going to see evidence today to show that she had a busted knee, she was bleeding. You hear evidence today, there's some really confusion about broken glass and something that happened on the front porch that she got thrown out. You're just not going to hear my client ever admit she made any physical touching other than that she would be thrown out the door, literally trying to restrain the other person's hands. Now, as I said, this case has some history to it, both the criminal case. And as I said, the parties have a lot going on with them. So people may be emotional. There may be some breaks in testimony for witnesses, both the complaining witness, his new love interest, my client. It may get emotional today. That's normal. There may be some breaks and pauses, but I just want you all to understand that it's not a drug case. It's not a robbery case. These are marriage following. I want you to keep an open mind as you go through this, like I said. Now, Judge Oakley, give you guys closing instructions. If you feel that there's just, something that we should have addressed and didn't, I know that you guys can get that from me and give to us. But I do believe that once everything's been said and done here today, you start to add all of these issues together and what's a fact, what's not a fact, whether it's an opinion, what to be a biased opinion, you can put all that on the scale. And I want you seriously, I know you guys are going to really just consider what did you see? I believe once all of that's been said and done, it doesn't matter what opposing counsel states to you when he gets to go that last time. Once you weigh it all, just do not believe you weigh. It shows my client, in fact, beyond a reasonable doubt, committed an assault. And they can't show me beyond a reasonable doubt is getting that. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Need a break or you ready to hear from a witness? Keep going? Ready for a witness?
People call Mr. Caleb and Ted to stand, and if you could just briefly approach the clerk. With you. Hey, okay, so sorry.
So,
Sir, raise your right hand. Swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth today. Watch your step on my incline ramp right here. Settle in that chair. State your name and spell your last name.
Caleb McFadden, McFadden.
Thank you. When you're ready, Mr. Lucky.
Good morning, Mr. Good morning, Mr. Do you know an individual? Do you know who Miss Ray?
I do.
And how do you know that?
She's the mother of the kid.
Okay. So it's fair to see if you were to see her, you'd be able to recognize her.
Yes,
Is she present here with us today?
she is.
Now, can you please point her out and identify her with what she's wearing?
She is wearing black and straight line.
Noted for the record.
So. Were you in a relationship with this individual?
I was,
Okay, can you describe that to me?
we were off and on. It was very complicated in our relationship. And things were good at first, and then we had the part that kind of separated us apart.
Okay.
And we eventually got back together. I didn't want to be there anymore, so we're done with my mom. And someone else.
Now, were you separated on 5/18/20?
Yes,
Okay, and on that date, where were you?
I was at my fiance house. And we currently are still together.
Okay, is that a 22046 Castile
Yes,
in Couch?
yes.
Now. You were living there on that days, when were you? At what time did you?
Say about 10:30
Okay.
at night,
What did you come home from?
tattoo appointment.
Okay, a tattoo appointment.
Yeah,
Wow.
because I had her on my chest and I wanted to get it covered up.
And whose name?
Like,
Okay, you have Megan's name on your chest. Why do you want to get it?
just because I wanted to see it in the past, burn the bridge, let things go. I'm
And
not with her anymore, so that's the reason why I wanted to get it covered.
by the way, everyone here, you know bands.
Yeah.
Yes. Um. So you have to covered.
Yep,
You come home, what happened?
I came home literally 10 minutes as soon as I got home. I hear Megan, and she said she wanted to talk, so I opened up the door.
Okay, so. You come home, you hear Megan. How do you know it's her?
By her voice,
Okay. Where is she?
standing on the front porch.
Does she not? Does she do anything like that?
She knocked very loudly,
Okay,
so I opened up the door. I knew it was her. I let her inside because she couldn't want to talk.
okay. Now, what happens after?
Uh, she asked to see my tattoo, and then after she saw the tattoo, she hit me on the chest.
Can you describe what her demeanor was like when she asked you to see her tattoo?
Very loud, upset,
Okay,
like I was doing something wrong.
okay. So you show her your tattoo.
Yeah.
And where is it again?
On my chest.
And for the record, the witness indicated that he's tapping is above his,
Collar, right below my collar. Right.
the record, the complainant has described it. He's tapping his hand in that area. Okay. So you show her your tattoo, what happens after that?
She slapped me in my chest.
Okay. How does she slap you?
Not backing, but palm, full force.
For the record, the witness identified that his left palm was up and then you moved it to the 90-degree angle down. So, full palm, where are you?
Right on my tattoo.
Now, you have tattoos, more than one.
Yes,
Do they sting initially?
they do.
Did that hurt?
Yes, they do.
Now, did she say anything while she was getting it?
She just said, why could you get my name covered up?
And so it's funny, did that impact make a sound?
They did.
Can you describe it?
Sounded like, when you drop a plate on the ground, very loud. So it's like that.
Okay, and it was skinny.
Yes.
Okay. After that, but how many times does that happen?
It happened twice that night.
So let's talk about, did it happen back to back? Yeah. Okay. What happens in between that time? Okay?
I was trying to calm her down and talk to her. And she said she didn't want to talk to me and just wanted to kill my fiance, Amanda.
Okay. It's all happening, so you open the doors, it's happening in a threshold of the doorway where.
She pushed me out of the threshold of the doorway. We have an island counter. We got to the island counter. I was trying to block that entrance way in so she wouldn't get fully in my house.
Okay.
And then after she slapped me, she kind of nudged me out of the way and tried to make her way back to the doing.
Alright, so. You're standing in the door, right?
Yeah.
How does she push you? Okay,
Words.
so for the record, full force, 2 hands, open palms, they extend outwards.
Yes.
Okay. So. You fall on the ground, what happens to you?
I stumbled back onto the counter.
Did you make contact with them?
I did.
What part of you?
My bag.
Okay.
I don't know which side.
Is that before or after your slap?
After I got slapped.
Okay, so just want to reiterate. Slap 1, push to the counter, then what happened?
She pushed me back and then hit my chest again. Made her put my chest back.
Okay. Why did that happen?
She started to kill Amanda and she was mad that I was listening to videos.
How did she know she was there?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Was Amanda yelling? If you could hear, not what she said, but was she yelling?
I don't know. She heard Amanda's voice.
Okay.
Because Amanda said several times, you know.
Okay. What did you do in response?
I just was holding her back and trying to force her back into the door.
Okay, now towards her back, how will you do it?
Holding her shoulders and her arms.
Okay, so for the record, playing with it, we can, both of his hands are like little crab claws here. Are you applying a lot of force, pressure?
Well, she was supplying a lot of force to me to get back there, so I was trying to apply a little bit more force to get her back towards the door.
Okay, are you successful in getting her out?
Yes, I am.
After how long?
I would say about 5-7 minutes.
So this interaction goes on for how long?
About 10.
Okay. At that time, so you said you're successful in getting her out. Now, describe your door. Are we, you just have one door?
I have 2. I have a screen door and a wooden door that has a regular standard lock. It doesn't have a deadbolt.
So a glass/screen and then the window. Now, it's May. Do you have screen in now or glass?
It's glass, so.
Okay, if it was glass, with that. So. You get her out the door. What do you do?
I close both doors and lock the wooden.
Did she attempt to get back in at that point?
She does.
How?
She opened up the glass door and started banging on the wooden door.
If you're on the other side of the door, how do you know that?
It was very loud.
The swinging?
Yes.
Never move around. Okay. Now, do you hear anything else happen?
She just started yelling, cussing a lot.
Okay. How long does that go?
About 10 minutes. I had a whole video. I gave it to the police officer.
Right, so and then, does anything else happen on your porch?
A glass thing that protects the light and shattered.
Okay, a glass thing that protects the light. So are we talking?
It's like a cover. It was
Yeah.
a cover that protected.
Is that your porch line?
Yes.
Do you know how that happened?
I do, but I don't. I just heard it shatter after the screen door opened.
Okay, so while the defendant was there.
Yes.
Now, before she came, was that still intact?
Yes.
After she left? Well,
It was all in pieces.
okay, so I'm gonna show you what is People's Proposed Exhibit 1 at the council, we've already seen.
We have no objection. We will stipulate to the authenticity, it's our understanding that the complaining witness himself is the one that took the photographs, which is supported by the body.
Okay, so then I'll ask to move to admit.
Admitted.
So now I'm gonna hand you what's admitted as People's Exhibit 1, and I want you to take a look at that, and I'm gonna ask you some questions about it when I get back to the podium, okay? Okay, so what do we see there?
A whole bunch of pieces of glass, a shoe, it's like a jacket.
Okay, where's that glass from?
The Cover of the, like, porch light.
Now, why is that shoe there?
I had shoes that were like stacked next to me in the summertime when we walked the dog. Some of them had dog poop on, them, that's easy.
Okay, so you keep shoes outside,
Yeah.
right? These weren't raw.
No,
Now, is that glass? What's the color of it? Blue. Blue. Is it translucent? Can you see it through it? Is there any dirt or any other marks on it?
no,
No blood or anything like that. Oh. This time, I think I'm gonna move. I'm gonna come grab this from you, sorry. Okay. One second. Okay. So she's out there for an extended period of time. Do you ever call the police?
yeah. As soon as I got the clothes.
Okay. And do you know about how long after they responded?
Uh, the 5 to 7 minutes.
Is the defendant out there the entire time?
No, she was not.
Okay, so there was a time where you heard the defendant leave before the police.
Yep,
And then you talked to the police
yes,
and they made you fill out a statement, is that correct?
yes,
And you signed and dated that statement, correct?
yes,
Okay. Now. And you say you also provided the police with video, is that right?
yes.
Okay. At any point does, your current fiance, Amanda Atkins, come out of the room where she's at?
So as soon as I got the door locked, she came out, and she's the one that actually told me to start recording it, so I would have this.
Um. At this time, I'm gonna move, or I'm gonna move to publish People's Admitted Exhibit 1 to the jury.
No objection.
Thank you.
And while you guys are looking at that, passing that around, I'm gonna take a second to see if I have any other questions. And I'll grab it, and then, at the close of trial, we'll have access to all of the evidence, what you consent, okay? So, I do have a couple questions. So, at first, you let her into your house, right? Are you afraid of anything at that point?
No,
Are you ever afraid?
as soon as she starts throwing. It was hard, yes,
So you weren't expecting it, were you?
no,
Did you invite her?
yes,
At any point, do you ask her to leave?
yes.
How do you tell her that? How do you communicate that? to her?
As soon as I'm holding her, pulling her back to the floor, I told her multiple times she needs to leave my house.
Well, so you're surprised by that.
Yes,
Now you say multiple, is that one or two,
I don't know, more than 3.
more than three?
Yes.
Well, and does she comply to any of those requests? And how does that make you feel?
Didn't really make me do anything. Just made me feel a bit scared.
Okay. Were you worried? Were you worried about anything else after getting her outside? I don't think they would be very good shape.
Mr. Hadley, your witness.
Frequently Caleb and Mr. McFadden.
Mr. McFadden.
Mr. McFadden. Got a lot of questions.
Okay.
Try to keep it moving as quick as I can. If you do not understand my question, ask me. Confusing question, tell me. I don't understand what you're asking. I'll do my best to rephrase it in a way that makes more sense. That way we're all, on the same page. So just now under oath, you just testified about the events that happened on May 18th, 2025, when my client showed up at your new fiance's house, right?
Yes, sir.
And one of the questions the prosecution asked you several times was whether or not you let her inside, correct?
I did.
So you first, just now, you testified you let her inside, and then a few questions later, you then switched that and said that she shoved you in to the door. And then you changed back and said that you let her inside.
I did let her inside, but once I got her into the door, she asked to see my tattoo. She received it.
Previously, you've testified in court on that related to this case about whether or not she pushed you inside the house, correct?
Yes.
You were under oath when you testified in the preliminary examination about whether or not a home invasion was committed, correct?
Yes.
She testified truthfully then,
Yes.
and you're testifying truthfully today.
Yes, sir.
How can you explain then? Well, let me ask you a question. At the preliminary examination, did you testify and did you guys allege that she shoved her way in to your home?
Yes.
Today, you're testifying that's not what happened. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. So did you lie at the preliminary examination?
I didn't lie.
How do you explain that you're now telling two different stories, both under oath?
I don't know if you.
Well, we'll walk through it again. So, did you and Amanda, your current fiance, allege that Megan forced herself in when you spoke to police on May 18th?
Yes.
Okay, so you told them, right? In fact, you guys had a preliminary examination in this very same court
Yes.
for felony allegations for home invasion.
Yeah.
Correct? And you testified in that case, correct?
Yes.
In that case, you said that she forced her way into the home. Correct? You just testified here today that she did not force her way in, that you let her in. Because my question to you is, which of those two versions of the story are true?
The one I'm telling you now.
Okay. You do understand what you're admitting to, though, in relation to that preliminary examination, right? That you lied in court previously? You understand that's what you're admitting to by saying,
She did push me inside the door though, so.
but your statement to police on the night that this happened was she forced her way into the home, correct?
Yes.
And in fact, today you testified first that you let her in, and you said that she shoved you in, then you went back that you let her.
You can open up the door and someone doesn't have to cross your threshold for you to talk to them. Just like door to door.
Right, but you have we would agree that somebody who's standing on the other side of the threshold hasn't been let in to your house, right?
Right.
But you just said you let her in. Today, you just testified to that twice, 3 times.
Inside my doorway though.
Okay, you can keep moving on. So your testimony though today is that, well, let's just get it straight. I guess I'm confused. You let her into your doorway threshold?
Yes.
Okay. That's all the further you let her in.
Yes.
You're saying that she then forced her way in.
Yes.
And then your next move was to pull your shirt over your head and show her a tattoo.
I had actually my shirt off at the time, and I had a button-up shirt that I threw on to open up the door, and she wanted to see the tattoo, so I lifted it up.
Okay, so you didn't have to pull your shirt over your head, you said to pull your shirt over. So somebody shoved you into your home, you're saying they forced their way in.
Yeah.
And your next move is this, check out my new ink that I just got covered up.
She wanted to see it.
You're not nearly as fair skinned as I am, you're pretty fair skinned. Is this your first ink?
No,
How long did you sit in the chair for?
about $5.
Cover up, so they're going over old tattoos to make that one disappear. Painful. Skin pretty raw.
Very low.
Okay. And your statement here today was that she slapped you twice in the tattoo?
Yes.
But Caleb, you previously testified and you made statements to the police about how many times she slapped you, haven't you? On May 18th, you made statements to police about what happened. On that night, you didn't say she slapped you twice, did you?
Did,
The police just left that other police reports?
I don't know how.
Okay. So you're saying that when you spoke to police that night, you got the body worn camera, where we can get into it here in a minute. I just want to give you a chance to answer it. So, yeah, let's just give you a chance to give us a straight answer. So let's walk through that. Did you let her into your home? Or did she force her way in?
I let her
She slapped you once or did she slap you twice?
slap twice.
Okay. So you get smacked in a 5-hour cover-up tattoo. Police asked you if you had any injuries when they came out, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. They asked if you needed any medical attention. They took pictures of the broken glass that was published to the jury, correct?
Yes.
Nobody took a picture of your tattoo, did they?
No.
Okay. Wow. When you want to show them where you've been slapped, or that you had this red irritated spot?
I did show them, they just didn't proceed to take any pictures.
And when did you show them this? Because again, we've got all the video from when the officers showed up to when they left. So what point in this night did you show the officers, hey, look, I want you to take a picture of this evidence? They said,
I didn't say take a picture of it, I showed them, they should slap me, though.
okay, so the police officer saw it, and then in their reports, we'll get to what the police officer saw when I get them. That's okay. Did you have an injury that was the tattoo, the area where you allegedly were slapped was red, that swollen after that? That's your testimony. Caleb, how long had you and Megan been separated at the day of May 2025 in this alleged incident?
Approximately like four months.
Okay. How long did the two of you, let's just kind of jump all in. How long you guys been?
Oh, 3 years.
You previously testified you guys have a child in common?
We do.
Okay. Has that child been a point of conflict between you and Megan over the past few years?
Yes.
What is the point of conflict between you and Megan about this child?
My child, had, we've been through custody battles right now, and we had our kid taken away, so.
So you guys have had custody battles in the past?
Yeah.
And you're still having custody battles now?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you recently filed any motions in court to try to change your current arrangement?
I had,
And in that recent filing that at the court, did you in fact attach paperwork to basically insinuate that Megan had committed a domestic violence against you? Was that one of the attachments that you gave to family court?
And Judge, if I may ask for, I guess, clarification of that.
You're no exhibits, he can, I would say he can answer if he's not sure what I'm talking about.
No trouble.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
So what's going on currently? Where are you at with the family court case? We don't need to get into like who did what or what, but like, are you guys still actively going through the case? Okay. What is your current legal status for your ability to see your child?
supposed to have visitation
Okay, and are these supervised visitations?
underneath her discretion.
When you say her, who do you mean?
Megan,
So the court has stated that she has full discretion about,
yes.
okay. That is, the first, that's to the point of conflict, then what we're talking.
Yeah.
Okay. So I want to flash back to the night this happened. There's gonna be an officer who testifies, and he came and took your current fiance's statements. Do you remember talking to him?
Yeah.
Sorry. Ziesmer, I just never read that one. I'm sorry, I just do it names a lot. Officer Ziesmer was his name. Are you aware that the officers all have body on camera, you guys were talking? And you actually gave a video to the officer, after they left, right? He actually emailed him a video?
Yeah.
Okay. And you guys told him that you had video of Megan doing what? You told him that he had video of Megan making threats, right?
Did not.
But what'd you guys tell him was on the video?
I told them that she was outside of my house banging on the door and screaming.
So you said that the video when you're telling the officers what was on it, when they were out there taking your guys' statements, you're saying that the video that you later gave to them shows that she was knocking on the door immediately.
Yeah.
Okay, did this happen before at the threshold of the door, whatever happened?
After,
Okay, so how'd she get back outside?
I pushed her through the threshold onto my porch and closed the door.
You say you pushed her through the threshold. Pushed her, grabbed her. Give me a little bit more of a descriptor to kind of help me visualize, because there's no video of what happened, right?
Right.
Okay. And you testified already today that a man didn't see any of this. She was in a bedroom, so it was just the two of you, correct? All right. Help us all kind of just visualize. When you say you moved, how tall are you?
I am 6 feet,
All right. How much do you weigh?
253 pounds.
Okay. So I'm just trying to visualize, how the physical part of this happened. So you said she's moved you.
Yeah.
What did you say? She said she shoved you back into a counter, right? And that's gonna be the counter that was immediately right behind the door, right? Okay. Were there any items on the counter?
I do believe there was a glass case.
Okay. You're a pretty good guy. So are you saying she really must have forcibly had to move you to get you back into this counter? So did you hit it with some pretty serious force?
Yes.
Would it surprise you if I showed you a picture of that counter and there's empty cans and there's clutter all over it, not a bit of it looks moved? Would it surprise you if that's what the counter looked like?
Yeah.
One moment, guys, I'm gonna pull
Sure.
make sure it's accurate to what it looked like. Try this. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, if this goes horribly wrong, we're trying to appreciate this, my apologies in advance. I do have the underside, code opposing counsel.
Before we put on the screen, can I see it?
Yeah,
And before we.
well, let's just see what happens.
Well,
Yeah, so it's. Yeah. Yeah, video that was 500 people was identified also. Video number 5. It's gonna be, I'm not gonna play it, it's gonna be verified. All right. I'm just not sure why it's not on this.
Oh, let me just go here.
Okay. So do you recognize, this is just a still image of the video footage
Yes.
from the officer who you made your statements to? We got a date on there, looks like it was just after midnight on May 19th, 2025. Okay. Now, is that the counter you said that you were that she slammed you back into?
Yes.
Okay. You agree nothing was broken? No glass base there either, right?
Oh,
I don't even know how to back out a screen share this one. Let's just do.
Yeah.
So, helps you a little bit. We know what we haven't seen, we know what we have seen. Let's talk a little bit more about some of the inconsistencies of just these gaps. So, no photo, what you may or may not look like. Now, when the officers came out, did you previously testify? You're saying you told the officers that she slapped you twice.
yes, there was a lady I spoke to.
Who'd you speak to?
There was a lady I spoke to, I don't even remember her name.
Okay. What, do you think it was Sergeant Powell? Was she the one who looked like she was kind of in charge of what was going on? All right. Sergeant Powell, actually, she was the officer who was kind of going between the officer who was meeting with you and going to see Megan, right? So you're saying it was during your conversation with her that you said you've been slapped twice?
Yeah.
Isn't it true that within within about the first 5 minutes that the officer arrived on May 18th, and you were telling what happened, about 5 minutes in, you already started asking him questions about how to get custody on an emergency basis of your kid, right?
Yes,
Why were you asking the officer who was coming out here to take the police report about this custody?
because I wanted to make sure when my daughter was secure and in a safe environment.
In fact, yeah, you guys, you and Amanda, I'm not gonna ask you what Amanda said, but you and Amanda both made statements to both Sergeant Powell and the officer, Officer Z, well, I answered, the Officer Z. You guys kind of raised a red alert about what you thought the child was that night, right?
Yeah.
So what did you remember telling the officer about where you thought your daughter was?
I thought my daughter was in the car or at home.
But you never told the officers that night anything about the daughter being in the car, did you?
No.
Okay, in fact, you and Amanda made statements. Let's talk about your statement. You made a statement to the officers that you guys thought that she had abandoned the child and left the child, correct?
Yeah.
But you had zero reason to believe that, correct? Why would you tell the officers something like that? You had no evidence to support that theory, right?
Yes,
Okay, you had no idea where she was, right?
I didn't know where my daughter was, so she's now with her.
She has sole physical custody, and unless you have supervised parenting time, child's always with her, or who would the child be with if it's not with her typically? Is it childcare?
Yeah, I think
You're
you're
right. Her parents
Yeah.
help watch, her aunts help watch?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, you guys made this alert. We think the baby is left alone. We think that she made the baby harmed. You guys said that to the police that night when they came out about this alleged home invasion, domestic violence. Got that established. That wasn't true, right? It was later determined that the baby was with her parents, right?
grandma.
With grandma. And the officers, didn't they even ask you, can't you just call one of the family members to find out if the kid's okay? They asked you that, didn't they?
Yes. That's it then.
Your answer was, I have absolutely no way of getting a hold of anybody in her family.
Yes.
But you made a pretty serious accusation that wasn't true about where your child was at, correct?
It was just an assumption.
Okay. It was just assumption that that's what you guys thought.
Yeah.
And the officers took multiple people into looking into this, and they were, they took it serious, right? You testified today, and I'm gonna get a little redundant, but I just want to make sure I'm hearing it. So, Amanda, your new fiance,
Mm-hmm.
you and Megan are in the kitchen. She's telling you, you testified a little bit ago. She said she didn't want to talk anymore. You said that first, right? You tried to calm her down, and she didn't want to talk. Okay. Today, you testified that she tried to force her way to the back room, correct? You never testified to that at the preliminary examination, correct?
I don't believe that's better.
No, I didn't ask you. My question wasn't what the attorneys asked you. I was saying you didn't testify that this individual who you're accusing of assault and coming into the house, you left out the fact that she tried to barrel her way back to the bedroom the night that it happened. You told me.
We never asked that. So.
That's not my question. My question was, you didn't help in that, did you?
No.
Okay. Police may not know all the right questions to ask, right? So if it's something really important, you would want them to know, right? But you left that out there.
It was kind of all over the place and used myself, so.
We are. As to the timeline, I'll let you on there. Well, you can strike that. I'm gonna try to back to the witness and just really try to keep this straight. So within a few minutes, you're asking the officer who's investigating an alleged crime about custody issues. We've got another big issue. It's not making any sense. The night that the police came out, they asked you about the broken glass. We've seen pictures, we've heard a lot of testimony about the broken glass, right?
Yeah,
And what you told police that night is not what you testified to here today, is it?
I don't remember.
Would it help? Isn't it true that you told police that night that once you had gotten Megan out the door, she had unscrewed and picked up the light fixture cover and smashed on the house? That's what you told the police that night, wasn't it?
That's what I believe happened, but I didn't see it with my own eyes, so I can't make true statements of what I didn't see. Okay.
We'll do your testimony later about the order of what was heard when, but it's your testimony. I'm asking, today you stated, let's just see.
That's getting that, what, the screen door might have broke the light fixture.
So, the night that it happened, right off the bat, your hypothesis, your theory was that she had, after you'd thrown her outside, she fell down and took her outside, right? You saw her hit the ground? Okay. You didn't help her up? Shut the lock her. Basically, when the officers that night, right after this happens, it's fresh, they asked you what happened, and you had this theory that after she'd been outside, she did something, took the light fixture off, threw it, smashed it. That's what you told police that night. That was your theory?
Yes.
And you were basing that off of just what you say, more of the speculation,
Just a consumption.
just an assumption.
She was mad, so that's what I thought she would have.
But today you're thinking maybe your testimony, if I'm understanding this right, is that, well, it may have broken when the screen door flung open when you guys were on the way out.
I don't know.
So you don't know now.
I don't know,
When did you hear the glass break?
I heard it break after I closed the door.
Okay. Important. So we talked about that preliminary examination that was in this case that goes back where you guys had alleged there was a home invasion. That matter, what did the court decide about the home invasion?
Judge, I'm gonna object to relevance if you get this point.
Relevance.
Your Honor, the relevance would be that it would be, relying upon the preliminary examination transcript, for impeachment purposes. And I would state that I'm giving, again, context to the jury as to so not further confuse the issue as to why are we talking about a felony when there is no felony. So I think it's a little latitude would be all right. So,
I just don't know why the finding is important.
It's already on the record. Move on.
so there were questions that day in court about this broken glass, correct?
Yes.
And you were under oath, you've already covered that, we don't need to go over that. Okay, and we're not sure. We'll all move on. You were asked questions about the broken glass at the prelim,
Yes,
correct?
yes, I was.
And you were asked about how she got into
My house.
your house. Yes. And you were asked if she slapped your tattoo, right? Prelim, that's why she slapped you once, correct?
I don't recall.
Yeah, do that.
If you have just let the record reflect, and show opposing counsel, copy.
We can just do it.
It's gonna be 8. Lines 2, 4. Sir, so it's true that the preliminary examination, like he asked you, did she ever touch your person? Meaning, did Megan ever physically touch you? You remember being asked that question? Is it true that your answer was, yeah, she slapped my tattoo because she said she wanted to see my tattoo show. There's no mention of a second slap anywhere in that testimony, right? Okay, so then Mr. Levy, the prosecutor, moved into the later questioning about what happened on the front porch of the broken glass, correct?
Yeah.
So that's pretty much that was the last question he asked you that day was about what happened. And he said, isn't it true? You told him I was pushing her out the door forcefully. And that's what you said today as well, correct? So that's consistent. Okay. And the prosecutor said, okay, then what else happened? What happened after that? You stated that was really it. And I got on the porch, locked the door, and she was sitting on the porch. Remember testifying to that? Now I'm reading it back to you.
Yes.
Okay. And Mr. Lefty said, okay, did anything else happen after that? And you stated the glass to the line on the porch broke. There was a follow-up question. It was the last question. You were asked, okay, do you know what happened? Do you remember what your answer was?
I do.
You were really close. That was your answer. He said, do you know what happened? How did the light break? Prelim, you said, I don't. Was that truthful? You have no idea how that happened.
I did.
But today you're saying you think it was more likely that on the way out, the screen door hit. Keep moving. Isn't it true that that video, I think we kind of covered this, but the video that you did send to police, there's not any instance on that. How long was the video approximately? Do you remember?
I do not recall. It was about, say, 3 to 4 minutes.
If I told you it was just over 5, but less than 6, would that sound about right?
Yes.
Okay. I've had the benefit of, past couple of days, really going over things over and over. So I know it's fresher to me than you, but do you recall listening to that and hearing Megan ever make a threat?
I don't recall.
Well, sure, actually, she didn't make any threats during that recording, correct?
Yeah.
While the officer trying to gather information from you and your current fiance about what actually happened, and you guys are filling out your witness statements, right? That was one of the things he had you do.
Yes, sir.
Do you remember how long it took you to fill out your witness statement? Like 1 minute, 2 minutes, 10 minutes,
2 minutes.
10 minutes,
2
2 minutes? Okay. And Amanda completed one as well, correct? Isn't it true that as you guys were filling out these reports and talking to the officer, that you guys also now start talking about personal protection order, trying to figure out how to get back into family court once again?
I asked for the personal protection, yes.
So you're asking this officer about how to obtain the personal protection order? Okay. In fact, you guys stated you're going to get one, correct?
Yes,
Did you ever do that?
yes,
You have a PPO.
yes.
You served her with a PPO.
Uh,
This is news to everyone here.
There was supposed to be a PPO and I filed it at the police station. I recall.
Okay, so PPOs are filed in the same court that your family court matters, circuit court. You testified, the night that this happened, the 18th, you made statements to the officer that you guys are going to court the next day to file for PPO. Did you ever do that?
I did not.
Just one moment, Your Honor. Members of the jury, just give me 1 second. I want to make sure we don't jump over anything. Are you aware that the defendant cut her knee when she hit the glass and hit the front porch? You're not aware? Just want to go back through this one more time. So about the jumping back. So you said it was late at night on Sunday and you heard a knock at the door.
Yes.
And you opened the door. That's how you identified that it was Amanda?
You mean Megan?
I'm sorry. Yes, thank you. Yes.
No, I heard her voice and I knew it was her.
Okay.
So I opened up the door essentially because there could be something wrong with my kid, anything.
Are you aware that she's been trying to reach you by phone and by social media? You think we're looking for?
Yeah.
But you weren't responding to any of her calls?
No.
Something struck with me earlier, I put it in quotes. Talking about the slap. The first time you told the story today, was the one slap. And you said it sounded like a plate hitting something, I think. Those are your words?
A plate top.
So your testimony here today is that a hand hitting skin on skin made it sound like a plate.
Yes. It's like thunder.
Okay. So it wasn't like you usually hear a good old 5-star kind of makes that distinctive loud, usually kind of turns. You're saying it was like a crash. Sorry, let the record reflect I'm making sound effects now.
Yes.
Okay, I'm just again, not causing me to sound honest. I just want to make sure I understood that through your testimony. What are your personally right now? Do you still feel animosity towards my client about your inability to see the kid? Your child?
No animosity. I just want to see my kid.
Who do you blame for not being able to see your child?
Nobody.
It's a fair answer. It's a hard question. So I pointed out some issues that we've had. Stories sometimes maybe things not being all the way in line. Was there anything, while you're still here under oath, that you would like to clarify or correct that you stated today? Your Honor, I have no further witnesses. Or no further questions from the witness. I'll pass for the reading. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Lucky.
Now, before I move back to the podium, we've heard a lot about the video you've taken. I think it's. Oh, this time, I'm gonna approach you with what has been marked. With what is people proposing to the two, John.
Sorry, Your Honor, I'm a little, I would say a day late, dollar short. As to the defense exhibit, I think unless there's an objection, I don't know whether we'll be able to publish to the jury the still shot that we have, but basically just showing what the, visual status that counter with everything on it looked like.
No objection to.
Thank you.
Yep, defense exhibit A.
And now I'm gonna approach with people's, well, it's still proposed to the
Letters?
Is that the video you took, like? Oh, sorry. So at this time, I'm gonna ask, to admit people's proposed exhibit 2 that was already talked about.
No objection, Mr. Hadley?
No objection.
And
What was it labeled as? No, to follow.
it is IMG 0911 and I'm just gonna publish it in this. I think it should be. Oh. that's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and publish this.
And I believe, we stipulated the authenticity of this, so we have a foundation, so the jury knows what we're looking at.
Yeah, so I just approached, the witness indicated that yes, this was the video that he took.
Okay.
He took that night and then later sent to the PD. That'll be admitted.
Oh, you know what, I should. Well, I think that's some council the way you did before.
I feel bad.
Share it. I will stay there.
I'm fine.
We can hear it. I'm gonna pause the record in 32 seconds to going. I'm going to put it full screen. And now I am resetting it to the beginning, which for the record is 0 minutes and 0 seconds. And I'm gonna press play, 0 minutes and 0 seconds. Let it go.
Foundation, if we could just get clarification testimony as to within the order of events, was this all being recorded?
So I am pausing the video at 10 seconds out of 5 minutes and 12 seconds. Mr. McQueen, when in the order of events, was this video taken?
After she got out the front porch.
Okay, so this is after you shut and locked the door, and that is the front door push.
Yes.
I think it's sufficient.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that just everybody was ordering it.
Okay, so I'm gonna start playing again the video at 10 seconds.
I'm good, Megan.
Let's give it. Just for the record, I'm gonna stop.
I'm fine. I don't want to talk to you.
I'm just gonna play it on my little computer. It's fine.
You know what? I'll tell you guys what, I'll be going blurry. I think I might have mentioned it, right?
Okay, my daughter. Yes, I want to talk to my daughter. Like, why would you ask that?
So for the record, I'm pausing it. It has run for 48 seconds while I was trying to figure out the audio.
I think it's all in there.
Okay, so I think what I'm just gonna do is, if council would go that we can go sit next to the Mary and,
Yeah, I think I may have it first.
okay, if it's louder on your end, we'll try that. If not, then we're gonna move to just plugging in.
Should be on now.
Okay, for the record, we're starting it at 000. And let's see if we can hear it.
No, yeah. You see? Everyone be correct.
So
Oh, I think I got it too.
I think it's just under. Yeah. So I'm gonna stop sharing.
1 second. Alright, you guys will see how it's off.
So tonight we're going to just approach the jury.
Gentlemen, we can stop the live stream, and if you put it through the Polycom, it might be louder.
I can show them.
Go ahead.
I've watched this multiple times today, so
Go
I
ahead.
know what it's gonna depict.
So I'm gonna start it for everyone. Yeah.
You're mountain all the way.
Going to full screen. And then playing it. Okay, this is full volume. We started at 000. Everyone see, everyone hear? Everyone hears?
I got it. Yes, I want to talk to my daughter. Like, why would you ask me?
Yeah, I'm done this. We don't mind set up in the vestibule, so they make that go.
You want me to stay next to my own child? How do I get divorced?
That's a C. Anything must be. I don't see one. Guessing you have it. As soon as this is gone,
It's right in front of me. I can hear his voice. I can't hear anything she's saying.
So for the record, I'm gonna pause at, sorry, Sam, sorry. 4 minutes, 31 seconds.
okay,
Judge. I can't really hear what's going on.
I noticed.
Responsible from 10. The video as this. But I do want to lay just one question and
Yeah.
I can finish the rest.
Continue redirect, yeah.
Fair to say you guys are arguing. What topics are you?
Did, her leaving the house. Saying that she heard, I thought we would be here.
Judge, do we want to take a break and then finish redirect? Oh.
How many more questions do you think you have? Let's take a break then. All right, folks, if you have any personal property, you can leave it here, like your notepads and stuff, just leave those on your chair, coats, purses, whatever. This courtroom's never empty during the trial. One of the security guys is always in here. Jim, you want to walk him back to the jury room? We're gonna send you out into the jury room. You can take a break as well. If you're looking for the restroom, straight across the lobby over by the steps. So just bang on the door of the jury room when you're ready to come back, and Officer Garcia will bring you back in.
Well, it's third.
No, I don't think you've said. Yeah, I can see where it is.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. One was half, I guess.
Oh, it feels up to.
Awareness. We use restrooms and stuff. Yes, a water, oh shit.
Your Honor, is there a couple extra water bottles for myself and the defendant? Yes.
Yeah, we'll find some, because they're in the jury room and I don't want to go in there, but we'll get some.
We'll send that.
Okay. We're outside.
For sure.
Either gonna grab some.
You want to just, you're not really around, you know, phone rings. Oh, yeah, I guess you're drinking. Yeah.
I got beef jerky and a granola bars, a few things, sometimes you just don't.
You can like product it.
What's that?
Think about it.
I hate my cake. We see. So this is not like a lot of work, a little different than TV. Probably.
It's good, but
You see what